Hello, my soccer universe. It is time at the beginning of the year to talk about the state of my collection, so call this my state of the collection address to you, my soccer universe. It is the time where I take stock of where my collection is at and where I want to take it. And I find myself, I'm a little bit struggling this year to find really a direction. I mean, I have some ideas, but unlike previous years, it's a little bit more uncertain. But we'll talk all about that. There are quite a few ideas and I have to see where I will take it. But a few stats first. With the addition of this Verona shirt and the beautiful Milan jersey back there, I'm standing in the collection now at 462 shirts. So yeah, it's a whole lot and it's very, very diverse. Of these 462 shirts, we have 286 club teams and 176 national teams. Also makes sense. While I had probably more national teams before I started the channel, now that I'm covering so many leagues and never want to be caught short-handed, I had to add a whole lot more club teams, even teams that I don't like all that much. I mean, I have 4 Inter shirts. Inter was always a team that I didn't like, and I think I have even 5 Bayern shirts. So yeah, crazy stuff. Those are 2 teams that I never really liked, and now I have more than only a single shirt. I mean, it was even a sensation that I already had a shirt of these. But this is the state where I am at. I don't mind having shirts of teams that I don't like, especially if they're nice shirts. I also want to point out a few other statistics. By far, the biggest number of shirts are from Adidas. I've added tons of Adidas shirts. When you've seen my countdowns from the last year, Adidas did really great stuff in 2024, and that clearly caused the separation between Adidas and Nike. So it's 110 Adidas shirts, 95 Nike shirts. In both cases, I have 45 national team shirts, so that's also interesting. Puma, I have 81 shirts, and that's the only big brand, if you would like. This means this is a brand where I have more than 5 shirts, where I have more national team shirts, which also makes sense because Austria and Italy are 2 national teams that I very much like. They have a vast Puma collection, especially Austria, but also Italy had a lot of Puma shirts. In addition, add to it that many African teams that I really like also are Puma, so kind of makes sense. Number 4 is Umbro with 32 shirts. Then I have actually Macron 23. A little bit surprising, but actually not, because Macron have done some real great stuff. Kappa with 21. Then I have 16 self-produced shirts. Most of them are Lask shirts. I have Hummel shirts 12. I have Homa shirts 11. That's the 11th Homa shirt that I'm wearing here. And then above 5, I have also Lotto 7 shirts. I have 7 Jacko shirts, Area 6, and that's it. So those are what I call the big brands. And then I've quite an eclectic mix of brands. If I take the self-produced out, it's 38 different brands. That's crazy. You know, you always think there's only a limited amount, but everywhere there are brand new brands popping up. 38 brands. It's pretty cool. My favorite statistic is I have 200 different teams, but that's national club teams combined, and it's now not easy to separate them out to tell you how many national teams and how many club teams are there. I would assume there are more club teams, but yeah, pretty crazy statistics. Now, this is where the collection is at. I think it's very healthy for what I'm planning to do, especially with the work on this channel. I always argue if I was just purely collecting, many of these teams, at least 50% of them, I would not have in my collection. I used to collect teams that I like and teams where I find the jerseys really, really nice. And you know, you see a whole lot of really nice jerseys here in the background. I used the background from the top jerseys from 24, where I added until 21 some top jerseys in there as well. So, you know, gives you a little bit of an idea. I like nice jerseys, and I think almost all the teams that are on the background here, I have some sort of sympathy for, more or less. Now, where do I want to take this collection this year? I think first and foremost goal is try to not add as many again, so try to get lower. Last year I just added 66. Maybe we should aim for below 50. That would be great, but knowing myself, this will be a really, really tough ask. I'm a little bit split in saying, should I now try to add a little bit more for what I call channel shirts? So, you know, adding on to leagues where I have relatively few shirts, or where I feel I could add on a little bit more? Or shall I go a little bit more for shirts that I'm after that cost maybe a little bit more, but you know, spend that and have less jerseys, but have a little bit more valuable jerseys? That is one question I'm asking myself. I know for myself that come May, Conference League semifinals, I'll be scrambling to get at least a jersey for each of the semifinalists, because the way it's panning out, I think there might be at most 2 left. That already makes me nervous. So I have to slowly look into how it will be for the Conference League, or maybe ease off on that, but I know myself, this will be one thing. If I want to add more for the channel, I definitely would like to add at least 1 or 2 more Portuguese teams. Boa Vista, Vitória de Guimarães are definitely in there. A few more Dutch teams, that would be great to add a little bit more, and especially add a few non-red teams. That would be one part. I'm also thinking would be really great. I'm doing a lot of work with Serie A and the Austrian Bundesliga to have a full collection. Have every team in that. For Austria, 3 teams are missing. For Serie A, I think it's also at most 5, so very achievable. However, some of those do not come cheap or are easy to get. But that would be one goal to kind of have for this season, that I have a jersey for each of these teams. That potentially something. I'm also thinking maybe if I go down that route, few more Bundesliga shirts and potentially a few more Spanish ones, although I think Spain, I actually like what I have. Germany I'm also quite happy, but there are a few teams in there that it's not that far off that I have a complete collection. So that's one part. The other part is there are a few older shirts, especially from Italy, that I really would like to have. There are some national team shirts that I'm after, maybe try to get some of the top shirts from every year, add to that collection. That is one part. And then there's a third part where I'm a little bit stuck in. You see the Giroud shirt here. This one came with a name set, but now I have the opportunity to actually add my own patches and own name sets, which of course also costs a little. I mean, it's not as expensive as adding shirts most of the time, but it comes with a cost. I have the machine. Make it worthwhile. This will also be fun. So there are 3 ways, and I see myself already very much split out over all these 3. I think personally that I'm not quite ready yet to let go of the collecting for the channel part. So I will potentially put in the first half of the season a little bit more of an emphasis towards adding on to leagues that I mentioned, like Portugal or the Netherlands, and of course, as always, Serie A and the Austrian Bundesliga. I think there will be my focus at, but I really cannot guarantee yet, and maybe get a little bit more eclectic. Maybe I should start a small Turkish collection, at least with the 3 Istanbul Giants plus Trabzonspor. That is something that I've been after. Maybe, a couple of Belgian teams that make it into Europe, just to have that Conference League, you know what I mean. Very much at a crossroads. And I also have to see how much I actually want to spend. The last 2 years, I think I went crazy. So I definitely want to hold back on that. I want to make some other investments as well. I invested also a lot in this office. I invested in a new chair, computer, all that kind of stuff. Funds are not unlimited, and my daughters are getting bigger. We want to also take nice vacations, so we have to balance that out as well. So I want to see where this goes. I also want to keep myself the option open that when I go on a vacation, that if I go to a club store, I can just buy a jersey from there, because they hold a special value. Like my wife said, this one was not cheap, the Venezia jersey, but I went in there, I bought it, and when I look at it, I will always remember our Venice vacation that we had together. So give and take. Any case, please let me know your thoughts and where your collection is at. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like these, and I will surely talk to you soon about more things in my soccer universe. The next unpacking is probably just around the corner, might be by the end of this month, but let's see. Bye! Hey there! I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, here are some videos and playlists that you may enjoy too. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the little bell icon so you get notified whenever something happens in my soccer universe. And with that, have a wonderful day. Bye!